External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is in USA, where he has just delivered United Nations General Assembly address, and he has had some meetings with few leaders. Also, he has some interaction with think tank people also in USA. But one of the most important meeting of External Affairs Ministers will be today when he'll be having a bilateral conversation with Secretary Blinken of USA. The meeting will be by Washington time. It will be about 2:30 p.m. Afternoon, and by Indian Standard Time, it will be somewhere around midnight. And the meeting is very important because of the context in which this bilateral meeting is going to happen. We have seen in the recent 1 week or so, there has been a huge diplomatic spat between India and Canada over the killing of Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Canada back in the month of June. There have been huge allegations from the Canadian side that they have some credible allegations that points finger towards Indian agencies' role in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And apparently there have been news that Five Eyes Group that includes US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, they have been sharing intelligence amongst themselves on the issue. And there are also reports that USA did provide some intelligence to the Canadian authorities that provided them with a context in which the killing had happened, and that also helped them to establish some allegation against Indian agencies' role in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. U.S. Department of State and U.S. White House spokesperson, they have in the last 1 week or so, they have repeatedly raised their concern on the allegation that Canada has leveled against India, and they have also called for cooperation from the Indian side in the probe or investigation that is happening in the killing. India has maintained that there has not been. First of all, External Affairs Minister has very well spoken about on the issue. He has said that this is not the policy of India to go ahead with this sort of extrajudicial killing. He has also said that about the sharing of intelligence, he's neither among the Five Eyes member countries nor he is an FBI person. So clearly, he's not having any information regarding those intelligence inputs. Also, he has said that if something comes to him on the issue, probably then he will look into the matter. So far, External Affairs Ministry has claimed that there has been no information, no intelligence sharing from the Canadian side that could establish Indian agencies' role in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And this is where the problem has been. While US, UK, and Australia, the ministers there, foreign ministers there, or their government has raised some concern on Canadian allegation and sought India's cooperation in the probe or the investigation in that killing. They have still not been able to tell what kind of cooperation India will should be doing, because the Indian government has not been given any proof, any evidence, any document, any intelligence input that could establish the role or that Indian agencies could look into. And this is where India's stand has been. The difference between India and Canada in the last 10 days or so has created a lot of diplomatic ruckus, if you could say. We have seen Indian mission there being threatened and intimidated by this Khalistani extremist group. Also, there have been from the Indian side, the High Commissioner in India was called by the Ministry of External Affairs. There has been talk about Canadian diplomats having a parity in rank and strength in India. India has, for now, stopped processing a visa application for Canadian citizens because of the security threat that diplomats and Indian missions in Canada are having right now. There has been advisory issued by India on the Indian citizens traveling to Canada, and they have been advised not to travel unless it is urgent, or if they have already traveled there, be vigilant and careful because of the the situation that is evolving between India and Canada's bilateral relationship. How far this will go on, what kind of cooperation will it have among with Canadian government, and what is the role of USA will be, that remains very important. Remember, USA is a very close partner with Canada. They are partnered in NATO. They have fought alongside in several wars that USA has fought across the globe. So probably the US and Canada relationship could be defined as brothers in arms, while India also remains a very trusted friend in the US India bilateral relationship. We have seen a lot of growth momentum in the recent years, at least in the last 1 decade. there has been very deep trusted ties between the two sides. We have seen several high visits happening. We have seen U.S. President being the chief guest at Republic Day parade celebration. We have seen India, USA cooperating on the space, critical emerging technology, on the issue of terrorism, on the issue several issues in United Nations Security Council as well. Now, Indo-Pacific is also one area where India and USA have been collaborating very strongly, and that has to do a lot with USA's concern with China, where US and its allies are looking forward to cooperation with India in a way to counter the Chinese aggression or Chinese dominance in this area. So those are the real concerns that USA has, why it is having a close relationship with India. Of course, India does get a lot of technology and cooperation in defense sector from USA, and diplomatic support also at United Nations Security Council. But how far this bilateral relationship will be having some impact with the latest India-Canada diplomatic law, that remains to be seen. Today's meeting of External Affairs Minister Jaishankar and Secretary Blinken will be very important, and we'll have to wait what kind of discussion they did have on the issue of India-US bilateral relationship and how much of importance they give to what the Canadian allegations have been, and the US kind of supported Canadian allegation with and calling for India's cooperation in the overall probe.